teaching Spanish at Lockport Township High School since 2002. This year, I teach Spanish 2, Spanish 4, and a bilingual resource class. I truly enjoy teaching Spanish, so do not ever hesitate to ask a question. Following is a presentation of how I will be conducting Spanish class this year. In Spanish 2, students will continue to develop proficiency in the areas of speaking, listening, writing, and reading in Spanish. Students will learn to communicate in everyday situations with an emphasis on specialized vocabulary, structures in the present and past, and culture that are needed for effective communication. The culture, contributions, and geography of Spanish speaking countries will also be explored. Please note my email and my phone and our course goals. The themes that we will be exploring this year in Spanish 2 are in Unit 1, My Identity, which is a nice review of what they learned in Spanish 1. And Unit 2, we will be studying vocabulary to talk about their families, which is also a review, but we go into much more detail. And Unit 3, we'll start getting into one of the past tenses in the childhood and traditions. And at this point, students will probably be asking a lot of questions at home. And in Unit 4, we embark past events and how to narrate them and how to tell a story. And our last unit is Unit 5 with Travel and Community. For this class, the students will need a fully charged Chromebook and earbuds, a pen and pencil, a folder with paper or a notebook, a pen of a different color, and there will be a couple of craft projects to do. And if they choose to continue to do them at home, they will need to have markers, glue, scissors for that home use. Please take note of the class rules. How will the student be assessed in Spanish 2? The grade breakdown is that language practice counts for 10%. And this is active participation in various activities that incorporate practice situations in the 4 areas of speaking, listening, writing, and reading. And this will provide feedback for improvement. The real world participation activities are also included in this category, as are many classroom activities and homework. Note that students who do not complete the formative assessments, which would be the practice, prior to the summative, which would be more of the unit assessments, are choosing not to be eligible for a retake when that is possible. Content knowledge assessments counts for 10%, and this would be any assessment of vocabulary, grammar, or culture. So performance-based assessments make up the majority of the grade at 80%. And some of these are more project-based. Some of these might be an essay so that I can observe their writing skills. It might be evidence of comprehension of a reading or listening or a speaking exam. This is an example of what a real world participation sheet looks like. They have already received one for Unit 1. Students need to complete 8 of these for each unit, and some of them can be completed in class, and some of them require a little bit more creativity, and some of them the students can even choose what to do. Reporting. If a student has a missing assignment, they will receive an M, which is calculated as a 45%. And this means that no evidence was provided as the last work window has passed and no evidence of participation. When an assignment is due and a student has not returned that assignment, they will receive an M and a date a week after that due date will be written in Infinite Campus. And if a student does not turn in the assignment a week after the due date, then that 45% will be permanent in Infinite Campus. Also notice that 50% is the lowest possible score. If a student receives a 50%, it is a failing grade, so they did turn it in, but they did not pass that assignment. Please note that depending on the nature of the assessment, it may be considered for a retake. A discussion will take place with the teacher to discuss eligibility along with a number of retake tasks that must be completed prior to reassessment. To be eligible for a reassessment, the student must complete the form that is here in this presentation linked, but can also be found in Google Classroom. Um, Please look at the bottom pink portion of this page for what students are supposed to do if they're absent. They're to check the Google Calendar to see what work was missed, and then they're to complete the work and turn it in a timely manner. Um, and they are to communicate with me if they need assistance in completing the work or if they need to schedule an assessment. If a student needs extra help, they can consult other students in the class, the mentors from Spanish Honor Society. Check out the Google Classroom resource page. But I highly encourage all students to take advantage of the compass time that we have scheduled every day besides Wednesday during the school day. And that time can be used for enrichment, um, for extra tutoring, or to complete any assessments that was not completed in class. This is an example of what the Google Calendar looks like that you can find in Google Classroom. All the assignments are hyperlinked to the document. However, to turn in the assignment, the student must turn it in the assignment tab in Google Classroom itself. Is concerned, all students and parents should note that there are new District 205 policies in effect that will be strictly followed, including infractions reported to deans, counselors, and honor society. So if a student chooses to cheat in Spanish class, then that could affect them in other areas as well. And everybody must take note that using an online translator or copying from another student or using any materials that are not allowed on that assignment is counted as cheating. An online translator would be something like Google Translate. On some assignments, students will be able to use an online dictionary. I am going to insist that all students use wordreference.com as their online dictionary. But if a student chooses to do that, they are never allowed to look up more than 10% of the words, and they must gloss the words that they look up. That is all that I have for you. If you have any questions, I'm always available, and have a wonderful evening. Thank you.